For regular videos on ancient cultures and forgotten civilizations, please subscribe. If you would like to support the channel and become part of our ancient history fan community, visit patreon.com/World of Antiquity.
When you do research for a paper, you'll find that you'll need to consult scholarly articles. And that's recommended. Scholarly articles are the best place to go for historical arguments that have been vetted. That doesn't mean that the argument coincides with the consensus of the historical community, but its method is in line with basic standards, and that's what you're looking for. In this video, I will show you first how exactly to tell the difference between a scholarly article and a non-scholarly article when it's not entirely clear. Second, how to deconstruct a scholarly argument made in such an article. And third, where to find scholarly articles on the internet. Welcome to the Writing History series, which offers strategies to help you write better history papers, articles, books, or video scripts. If this is your first time here and you love ancient history or just history in general, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Now, how do you identify a scholarly article? Here's how you can tell a scholarly article from a non-scholarly one. 1. Ask yourself, who is the intended audience? Does this article appear to be written for the general public or to trained historians? You want the latter. See who published the article. If it appears in a journal or book put out by a university press, chances are it's scholarly. Scholarly articles also appear in publications of nonprofit organizations, though not all nonprofits are dedicated to scholarship. Scholarly journals often have a list of peer reviewers in the opening pages, so look for that. 2. What is the title of the article? Look at that. Scholarly articles rarely have clickbait-style titles. Instead, they will usually be boring and strictly descriptive of the article's contents. Number 3, check out the background of the author. Trained historians have PhDs and usually hold academic positions. If the author has a PhD but not in history, that may be an indication that the author is not a trained historian. The degree itself doesn't mean anything if it's not in the pertinent field. 4, most importantly, scholarly articles will contain footnotes or endnotes that cite both primary and secondary other scholarly sources. Usually there will be a bibliography or works cited section. Often you'll see an abstract at the beginning of the article which summarizes the contents, although that's not strictly necessary. 5, scholarly articles contain few or no fancy graphics or images that are intended to appeal to a popular audience. Any charts or tables they include are for helping the reader to follow the arguments laid out. You'll also see few or no advertisements. While scholarly articles are the best place to gain knowledge on a subject, let's face it, they're often hard to read, are rather boring, and one does not encounter them in one's daily surfing of the internet. Moreover, one scholarly article does not represent the consensus, and you would have to read hundreds of articles before you'd have any idea what the consensus even was. But if you find that a scholarly article is continuously quoted in other scholarly articles, that's an indication that the article has had a significant impact on the historical or archaeological community. Now here are some tips for deconstructing a scholarly argument. 1. Familiarize yourself with the lingo. Look up definitions of terms that are being thrown around a lot. Find out what abbreviations stand for. If there are any words that you see that you don't recognize, don't just skip past it thinking you'll catch on as you read. It doesn't usually work like that. Look it up first. If places are being referred to and you don't know where they are, look those up on a map. Second, read the article through once at a relatively brisk pace to get the general idea of what the main argument is, then go back and read it thoroughly. 3, make an outline of the article's argument in your notes. That'll be very helpful if you ever need to go back. When you read a bunch of them, it's easy to forget who said what. Another recommendation is to look at the bibliography, or works cited, and pick out articles and books that seem to be particularly relevant for what you are researching. Then try to get a hold of them. Don't waste your time on articles that are only tangentially related to what you're researching. You can get bogged down that way. Stick to the ones that directly address your issue. Okay, so now you want to find scholarly articles. Where do you go? The first place I would go to start finding pertinent articles and books is on Google Scholar, scholar.google.com. Using keywords, you'll be able to find good scholarly sources, and bad ones too. Oftentimes, the article will be available right there for you, and you can even download it. I know academia.edu has quite a few of these. They'll have various scholars, and they put up their own articles. You might try going to Sci-Hub. It doesn't have everything, but you might find your article there. But if you can't find your book or article anywhere on the internet, another resource would be a college library. You'd have to visit in person and use one of their computers. But they usually pay to give students access to sites that you can't get into otherwise. So you go there, you're in. Write down the articles that you found behind a paywall, and you can probably get them there. Bring a flash drive so you can download the PDFs to the drive. If there are no college libraries nearby, you can try the regular library, but they tend not to subscribe to many of the databases that you might want to get into. If you know any college students personally, maybe you can talk them into getting the books or articles for you. Thank you for watching. I hope these tips prove valuable to you. Give the video a thumbs up if they did. If you're interested in seeing more, please don't forget to subscribe.
You might like my little e-booklet, Why Ancient History Matters. It's designed to persuade people that the subject is important, even in the modern world. You might also wish to use it to help spread the word. So feel free to share it with someone you know. It's free for anyone who wants it. I've left a link in the description box below the video for you to grab a copy. Catch you later.